This is how much money I spend in a day as a stay-at-home wife. Okay, Target was $92.71, which is actually insane because all I got was 2 things of body wash, a candle, and some hand towels for my guest bathroom. It's actually insane. Coffee was $6.97. Just got my nails and toes done, and I spent $184 with tip. I was gonna Instacart my groceries, but I was like, Savannah, stop being lazy. There's literally a Trader Joe's within walking distance from you. So I spent $26.42 at Trader Joe's. I really didn't need that much. And now I'm going home and locking myself in the house for a week because I inevitably spend $200 every single time I leave the house.
What would you say you do here?
I got me a question for you, sweetheart. What in the hell is a stay-at-home wife? What exactly do you do all day when you're not spending your husband's money on garbage you don't need? Now, don't get me wrong. I know you think you're curing herpes by making sure you got the perfect towels for your guest bathroom, and I know you think your husband is going to leave you unless your nails are that perfect shade of brown. But woman, you spent more of your husband's money on a manicure, towels, and body wash than you did on actual food. So what is it that you do for your husband while he's slaving away at his job? You're not taking care of his kids, you have time to run errands that provide nothing to the household, and you have no problem bragging about how much money you waste on crap you don't need. So what do you provide to his life that he can't provide for himself? You're not cooking, you're most certainly not cleaning, and you're not providing any peace because you're a financial burden. Everything you've done is strictly for you, and if that's the case, you're not a wife. All you are is just a freaking parasite with a legally binding financial contract.
Answer the question!
I got off of Hinge. I think the guys that I'm attracting, or maybe it's the guys that are just on there, they don't want the same things that I want. They want a pen pal. They want me to send pictures to you. You're 45 years old. What are you doing? And I'm telling you, like, the behavior of these guys on Hinge is like the same behavior of high school boys, college boys. Maybe it's the supermoon. I don't know what's going on.
You serious?
All right, so what exactly were you expecting? You're over 40, which means that your options on these dating apps are going to be severely limited at best. The dudes you're talking to are only interested in hookups, stringing you along in case the woman they actually want isn't readily available, and a whole bunch of dudes that are way out of your league. Now, it's one thing to say that you're done with the apps. You canceled your account, you deleted them, and to commemorate this momentous occasion, you decided to go onto TikTok to simultaneously brag and complain about it, which is kind of impressive in a depressing way. But we all know eventually you're going to download another app and start up another profile and hope that this time it'll be different. You won't be able to help yourself. The loneliness is going to get you in the most humiliating ways possible, and you're going to be desperate for some form of attention. Then you'll get the same lack of attention, you'll get frustrated, you'll delete the apps, and then you'll go on TikTok to simultaneously brag and complain about it at the same time. And then lather, rinse, repeat until the robots come to take over the planet. So if anything, you're partially to blame for our future robot overlords. So thanks for nothing, woman.
I'm off of Hinge. I'm done with it. I feel like every time I'm on there, it's just like not good selection. And then you get these guys like this. They're just on there to do what? To boost their ego, to see how many girls they can match with, talk to, write pen pal letters to, maybe get their phone number, maybe go out on a date. That's the other thing. And Bethany Frankel made a video about this, about the whole pen pal thing. It's like they're on there. You're on there to date, right? You're on there to like go out on dates. And sometimes, most of the time, all the time, what happens is you match with somebody and they just want to fucking chit chat. Why don't you find a friend? I don't want to be your friend. Take me out to dinner.
No.
Well, that's your problem right there, crusty cheeks. You go on these dating apps and view men as selections, as if Hinge is some sort of a used car lot that you can just pick and choose what you want. But here's the problem. You're not the one doing the selecting. You're like a rusted out Ford Pinto on a used car lot surrounded by Buicks, Cadillacs, and a couple of awesome Jeeps, not to mention some quality Toyotas in there as well. And who's doing the selecting? It's the men you actually want to date. And those dudes aren't going to even bother testing your bumper because they don't need to have certain parts of their bodies feel like they're on fire. Especially when there are better options out there that won't give them any lip when they're not being taken out to dinner. So the only ones who are interested in you are the guys who are just looking for pen pals or a quick rough and tumble with your dried out dust chute of never-ending woe. And even then, those dudes are going to be few and far between, sister. So my suggestion to you is to buy your own dinner and just be flattered that you can even get a pen pal, sweetheart. Because if we're being perfectly honest, you don't even deserve that much with your crap attitude.
Oh, you're right. And when you're right, you're right. And you're always right.
How do you know if you're settling? If you are asking that question, there's a good chance that a part of you already knows the answer, and you just don't want to swallow that reality pill. I want you to picture your ideal dream relationship. How far off is it from the current reality and averages of the relationship that you are in today? You gotta also ask yourself, what specifically made this question come up for you right now, or what makes you keep asking this question? Is there a pattern that keeps happening in your relationship? Do you keep having the same fights? Do you notice yourself crying to your mom more often than calling your mom about great, exciting news? What is triggering you asking this question on repeat? The answer is in the questions. You gotta just answer honestly. You have to also understand there is a difference between preferences and priorities. So where are you settling on the things that are priorities to you in a relationship that is expansive and aligned and full? Yes. If you've been feeling for a while that you're settling, you probably are settling.
That is without a doubt the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Well, that just sounds like a self-fulfilling prophecy there, sweetheart. I mean, we already know the ideal relationship for a modern woman. The man must be rich, hardworking, but not have a regular job, but still have a steady source of income. He needs to be generous with his money and freely give it to you the moment you want to buy some shoes. In the looks department, he doesn't have to be jacked, but you will allow him to be one step below jacked. He needs to be fashionable, but not nearly as fashionable as you. He needs to be masculine and a decisive leader, but easily controlled by you. He also needs to desire you, but never want to sleep with you. He needs to work, do all of the cooking and the cleaning, but also be a militant feminist who blindly agrees with all of your bonkers talking points. Oh, and he must make you feel like you're madly in love with him for the next century. And if he falters in any of those departments, then you'll have your doubts, and you'll think you're settling, and then you'll dump him because you're convinced you'll find someone better. That's not settling, sweetheart. That's just you being an ungrateful harlot.
I would rather you just said thank you and went on your way.
So I have been getting so many men in my comment sections recently that are old, white, or bald, or all three. Just bagging on feminism, bagging on my nose ring, bagging on the fact that I say women don't need men. Because we don't. We don't need men like we used to. Because we have more rights now. Yes, we did at one point need men, like to survive. That was really f***ed up. They're saying feminism is a plague.
It is!
Yeah, have you looked at yourself recently? I bet you hate feminism. I bet you hate strong, independent women that can do everything on their own and that have a say. Because you know what they would say? No. So instead of bettering yourself, maybe going to some therapy, maybe hitting the gym, instead of trying to improve yourself, you're just gonna hate on the women that reject you. You're just gonna hate on women for being able to have a choice. I bet you hate that, huh?
Not really.
With all of your slogans and posturing, you have actually yet to give one good example as to how feminism has benefited you as a woman. Seriously, name one way it's benefited you, because all I see is a walking meat sack of pure human misery. You're incredibly hateful towards men, you needlessly make fun of us, mock our appearances, and you think every single thing we say is somehow oppressive. You work 40 hours a week at a job you can't stand for a paycheck you can barely live on, only to come home to a cat, pre-prepared dinners, and alcohol alcohol. You're on at least one medication, be it an antidepressant, an anti-anxiety, or antipsychotics, and the only men that want you are simps that you hate more than you hate us. You think not having kids is somehow a massive favor to your ancestors, and you don't have a life. You just sit there on your phone relentlessly spewing out misandrous talking points to a group of men who couldn't care less about what you have to say. But now you have easier access to pregnancy termination, so I guess completely ruining yourself, destroying any sense of identity, and sacrificing everything that makes you a woman was completely worth it.
You see, I want a traditional wife. I want it to go back to the way it was when women didn't have rights. I bet you want that. Take me back to the 50s when marriages lasted. You want to know why marriages lasted? Because if your grandmama left your grandpapa, she didn't have any rights to anything. She couldn't open a bank account, she couldn't buy a house, she couldn't buy land, she couldn't do anything. So like, it's no wonder that marriages lasted. Women didn't really have a choice. And we do now. We have lots of choices. We can do all of this on our own. We don't need a man. And I bet you hate that. We can say no. I bet you hate feminism. And it's funny because feminism is for you too, dude. It's not just for women, it's for everybody. Septum ring theory. How about old bald white guy theory? Because every time you guys comment that, you are a bald old white guy. Uno reverse card.
Shut up. Just shut up.
Okay, fine. If you don't need a man, then go live your life without one. We legitimately couldn't care less anymore. Because sure, you may have your choices, and if you want to make all the wrong ones, then have at it. It's your life to waste. But you're forgetting something, sister. We have choices too, and we choose who we want to have in our lives, and we're not what you'd call keen on letting a nose-to-ring hateful bigot into our lives at any point. Because here's the rub. One day, your body's going to give out on you. You're going to find that you're getting older and more haggard. Your mind is going to get more exhausted, and it's not going to be as sharp as it used to be. And the fact is, you're not just going to be able to keep up anymore. You'll notice that the men don't look at you. They won't talk to you. You're going to be completely invisible to them. And one day, you'll think about how nice it would be to have a man and a family to take care of you, but you're going to look around and you're not going to find a man. You're going to have no family. And your friends, they're either going to be in the same boat or they got what you don't have. You'll try to numb the pain with alcohol and endless social media posts, but it's not going to do you any good. When you go online to beg for a man in your life, you'll then realize that we made our choice a long time ago, and the choice was no. And then you'll be alone in the cold, in the dark, and nobody's going to want you anymore. Hey, how's that for an Uno reverse card, sister? Let's take a second to say thank you to the fine members of the Bounty Board over on Patreon for their continued support of the channel. These guys are like a high-quality leather-bound wallet. Not only do they have sturdy construction and are well-made, they're also immune to RFID scanners, and that's just the gift that keeps on giving. All hail! And if you're interested in supporting the channel, check out the Bounty Board over on Patreon, where $5 a month gets you access to exclusive content that you're not going to find on YouTube. I've got almost 100 videos up there for you to check out, and the link's in the pinned comment down below. And that's going to do it for today's video, gentlemen and gents. And as always, if you find that my particular brand of comedy is bringing you to the brink of laughter, then why don't you scroll on down and click that like and subscribe button, ring the notification bell, leave a couple of comments, and be sure to share this video so we can give the good old-fashioned middle finger to the YouTube algorithm. Thank you once again for checking out the new video, gentlemen and gents, and until next time, peace out, homies.